This is Abby, and welcome to Azul Unlimited. I'm a scuba instructor, and I've lived in my van for a little over 3 years, recovering financially and saving up money for the next phase in my nomadic lifestyle. I've been shopping for a sailboat and sharing the process with my Patreon community, but now I'm ready to lay it all out here. Let's buy the freaking boat.
I kind of like that you have a ceiling that's a little open for galley because of height.
So that I could grow my own mushrooms?
Yes.
This video is sponsored by Divers Alert Network. Dan not only provides diving insurance, but also trip insurance, safety gear, resources, and training. My 2 Baja trips are coming up, so I'm getting organized and buying trip insurance for those dates. If you didn't know, trip insurance is a requirement for a lot of group travel, and I also just feel better knowing that I'll be covered if anything happens to me while I'm in Mexico. You can check out Dan membership and trip insurance with the links in the description below. Let's get into the video.
Okay.
The irony is not lost on me that as I get deeper into my search for a sailboat, my sweet van Ariel is struggling more and more. Hey, I was wondering if you have time to diag a check engine light on an old Ford Econoline van today?
I don't have a lot of room today. Probably my earliest would be on Thursday, I believe.
Thursday. Okay. All right, I'm calling around, but I may end up booking that. All of these are totally booked. This is crazy. I've called like 7 mechanics. I was able to get a mechanic to diagnose the issue, and I got the green light to continue driving until my appointment later in the week. So I went out to see a boat on one of the San Juan Islands. It is far too early, but I'm really excited and hopeful that today could be the day that I find my sailboat. I can't sleep anymore. There she is. Come on. I looked at a lot of boats and nothing was feeling right, but this last one kind of broke my spirit. I had high hopes and was severely disappointed by the poor condition of the boat. I was encountering the same issue over and over again. The owners of these older boats don't love and respect them, or maybe they're just too much to deal with. I'm not really sure, but it's sad to see.
Upon arrival at our final destination, all passengers must disembark the vessel.
My disheartening trip to Anacortes was actually exactly what I needed. I came away from that boat viewing with a lot of clarity about what I wanted. So I went to my appointment at the mechanic to fix Ariel and got my thoughts organized.
Mass airflow. Do you want me to go somewhere?
We know what the problem is. We can't do anything about it tonight.
Okay.
But it's what's called a mass airflow sensor. It meters your air going into your engine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go talk to him.
Also, shout out to all the shops out there that accommodate people who live in their vehicles. That night, I slept in the mechanic's parking lot, and they took care of the work first thing in the morning. There was a moment on this journey that I had loved a pilot houseboat. It was a Beneteau 32, but the engine was an older Perkins with an oil leak, which is apparently common for that engine, and that particular living space really wasn't practical for my lifestyle. So I narrowed my search down to a pilot houseboat. Why a pilot house? I love all the light. Sailboats can be dark, wet, dingy little things, but a pilot house is more open. What else was on my wish list? I wanted a diesel engine of the better known brands, so Yanmar or Universal were on my radar. I did include decent sails and rigging on my list, but if I decide to do proper cruising, I will likely have to upgrade those items on any boat in my current price range. Storage space was also a key factor. I need plenty of water and fuel storage, but also space for all my dive gear. My ultimate goal is to have a compressor and tanks on board, so I had my measuring tape with each boat viewing to see if a future compressor would fit. Other things like solar, a heater, hot water, a converted icebox refrigerator would all be icing on the cake, but they're things I can eventually put on my future boat myself.
I could get used to this.
As I put this list together on paper, I realized there was a boat for sale that checked multiple boxes. I wrote to the owner and booked time to see her.
You guys, I think I found her. I think I found my boat. This has been such a process of like intense learning because there's so much lingo and so many different options in sailboats. And I have lived the last, honestly, probably 15 years of my life, like all of my adult life, just being very like adaptable, right? Like, oh, I can deal with this. I could live like this. This house is fine. It's falling apart and moldy and has mice, but like I could live here. The same thing with the van. Like I love my van, but when I bought her, I didn't have money, right? Like I emptied my bank account to buy this van, and it was the only van that I could find for that price. So it was like, I got to just make this work. And I have, and it's been beautiful. But now I'm in a place where I have a little bit more flexibility. My budget still isn't big, especially according to boat budgets. I've been watching YouTube videos and they're all like, buy a boat on a budget, spend $50,000. And I'm like, how is that on a budget? Like, who are you talking to? I'm definitely not at that level. Like, I'm very much on a budget. But there's still, like, I've had more flexibility recently. So my brain, when I've been looking at these boats, I'm like, oh, I could buy something really cheap that's, like, kind of rough around the edges and just make it work. But I don't have to live like that anymore, right? I can pay a little bit more and get the actual setup that I want. And then this boat came along. It's a Gulf 32 Pilot House cutter. I spent 3 hours like looking through everything yesterday. She felt, oh gosh, yesterday was like a complicated day in my personal life. And despite that and feeling a little bit heavy, like she felt like home, like this safe space that I can grow into. And it's so funny to think about that because a lot of people that move into boats are having to downsize, right? It's a much smaller space for them. For me, oh my gosh, there's so much space. There's so much room for activities. Like I've been in this Ford Econoline for 3 years. You know what I mean? So it's like really exciting. Obviously, there's still lots of things that need to be fixed on it. And so it makes me nervous to I'm like spending my top range of budget. I have some wiggle room for maintenance and things that need to be changed. Like I'm being very mindful of how expensive this is going to be. And, you know, including marina fees and all of these things, it's going to be a very big life change for me because living like this has been so cheap. And it's the reason why I've been able to save up the money for a boat. Like if I was paying rent this whole time, zero chance, none whatsoever. But not having rent, I mean, it opened up a whole opportunity here. So I'm gonna send an offer, and I'm like, I told my Patreon supporters yesterday, I sent all the photos and I've been keeping them updated with this whole journey. I feel safe sharing in that small community and getting feedback from them. I don't really want to open it up during this process, at least to the whole internet. But I told them in the post, was like, I feel like I can barf. I'm so excited. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of emotion. So I'm gonna do it right now. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous. It's so much money. Am I gonna do this? Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh Oh my gosh. I'm gonna buy a boat. Remind me how happy and excited I am when I'm cursing this thing in a few months. They always say that the happiest day of a boat owner's life is the day they buy the boat and the day they sell the boat. And I know that to be true because I've done this before. Oh my gosh, I just sent it. So here we go. Boat life. Are you ready for it? I think I'm ready for it. Okay, I have to get back to work. Holy cow. I'm putting you down here because I'm going to fix my bed, put it into couch mode, and hit the road. I'm going for a sea trial today, and that means I could possibly be a boat owner by like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm excited, I'm scared, I'm feeling all the things. What's her name? No? Oh my gosh.
It was the first time I felt like a boat could be my home, but the price tag was scary. I don't spend money, and I have a lot of fears around financial insecurity, so I went to my contacts. I reached out to everyone I know, sending pictures, videos, and asking questions. I wrote to every surveyor I had in my contact list. No one was free for weeks, and it felt like this boat would be gone by then, so I decided not to do a survey. And before you run to the comments to scorn me for my reckless decision, I know I've beaten myself up more than you can even imagine about this decision. But it's my lesson to learn, and I'm hoping it won't be an apocalyptic meltdown. In my defense, I'm not alone. I know several people who didn't do a survey at my price point, which is under $20,000, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea. Surveys are the standard because you hire a professional to check out the boat and tell you its defects so you can make an educated offer. The surveys usually cost a couple grand, at least in this area, because you pull the boat out of the water to inspect the hull, and the surveyor joins the sea trial to see everything in action. Getting out on the water on this boat was pure bliss. She handled quite well for a full-keeled, heavy boat, and when we got the sails up, she cruised. The wind wasn't blowing much, but we maintained a 5-knot speed all the way to Bainbridge Island. As for other details of the buying process, I confirmed with the marina that the boat slip was transferable and that I could use it as a liveaboard. This is one of the most challenging things to find in busy boating areas. There are limits to how many people can live at the marinas, so many places have a wait list that could take anywhere from 6 months to several years before you get to the top. Also, once the sale goes through, you have to process it through the DMV, pay taxes, and get boat insurance. I found that some insurance companies wouldn't insure a boat over 40 years old because I was a new customer. However, I was able to find companies that would. Whether or not they'll be helpful when I'm in trouble will be the real test. Some places, like Washington, also require a boater's license. It isn't challenging to get, and honestly feels wildly illegal that someone who takes an online course can just take a boat out on the water. But that's how it works.
I told my dad, okay, I'm about to pay for this boat. I'm about to send too much money to somebody on the internet. I told my dad that I'm gonna buy it, but that the boat needs a name, right? And he wrote back, Abby Marie, or Stay Safe to help your dad keep living. My poor dad, I put him through way too much. Okay. I'm gonna do this. Gonna be a boat owner. You know, I've owned one boat before, and you would think that I would learn my lesson, but alas, I have not. I'm having to move money like from a couple of different accounts. I'm so scared. Oh my God. You guys can't even see me. Okay. That bit's on its way. Oh my God. Okay. Share with recipient. This is horrifying. Oh, wait. I only have... I can't do math. Oh my god. I only have 17,000. Well, that was stupid of me. Can't believe I did that. Do I not have money anywhere else? I needed 6,000. I am such an idiot. Oh, hilarious. This is why I'm not a financial advisor. Oh well, out of my hands. Okay, almost ready to rock and roll. Because of my snafu with basic math, I'm grabbing the rest of the money for the boat from the bank, and then I'm meeting with the owner to sign over the title. My armpits are very sweaty. Oh, I really hope this isn't a huge mistake. It's gonna be fine. I've done my calculations, although based on my math snafu, maybe I should be more worried about myself. Maybe I can't afford to do this. I just need to go. I need to go get this money. I need to sign over this title and get it done. Let's go. I forgot I still had my solar panel out. I've been having electrical issues once again. You know, something beautiful about paying to live in a spot like a marina is I will finally have unlimited electricity. That's gonna feel nice. Are you ready to see your new home? Huh? Are you ready for this? I'm not ready for this. Let's go. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Welcome home. What do you think? Huh? You ready? What do you think, honey? Come on, let's go. This is ours. Oh, it's a little slippery, huh? Let's go check out the bed. Whee. Whee. I can't even get up here. All the things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling sick to my stomach. I'm panicking. I'm hoping I didn't just make a huge mistake. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great. I don't know why I'm crying. Right before I left the boat, found that both foot pumps are just leaking everywhere. It made the step going down into the living area, it's just sopping, like tons of water underneath the like wood or laminate or whatever. And that was at like 9 o'clock at night before coming out to find my sleep spot. And it's not that like I'm not going to cry about every little thing that goes wrong on the boat. I mean, maybe I will for a while, but just having a lot of fear, and to see that like immediately after signing the papers and like it's mine now, it's a little scary. It's gonna be okay. Abby said so. Where's her little face? Look at sweet girl. Not a worry in the world. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna try to go to sleep. Yeah, good night. I slept all of like 5 hours last night. I'm having that like, what have I done sort of thing, just playing over and over in my head.
this is where the learning really began. I got some sage advice from another boat owner who said, focus on one system at a time. There's a lot going on in boats. They are way more complicated than vans, and if you dive into everything all at once, it's easy to get overwhelmed with the amount of information you don't know.
3, 2, 1.
So, I had the issue of the water leak. That was the first system I learned.
Da, da, da. Look at this hose. Like, that was drinking water hose. Ugh. Like, what even? No. This is day 4, technically, of boat ownership. We're on day 2 of like nonstop rain. It's not supposed to be this rainy yet, I don't think. So this is a reminder of what I'm getting myself into as the rain picks up. The rain doesn't bother me so much. It's the fact that I have projects that need to be done that require it to be sunny. So like the previous owner started working on all the wood outside and he stripped everything, sanded everything down, and it's been raining ever since. So I need like a solid week so that the wood can dry and I can varnish. On top of that, there is a leak inside of the cabin. With all this rain, it has become apparent, and it's not a new leak. That's something that I need to sort out. I need to figure out where the leak is coming from. And on top of that, I've noticed that I have new leaks in the van. So this window is leaking in a couple of places, so that needs to get taken care of. I'm still panicking a little bit that I may have made a giant mistake. I'm just taking it one day at a time. Just gonna do my best to get projects done and get this livable for the winter, really. I want to go sailing before it gets really gross out, but the real priority right now is like getting everything I need so that if it's like this until the end of time, I'm not suffering the entire season. Welcome to our construction zone. Where's Abby? There she is.
Except for my level 10 panic attack and total conviction that the boat was sinking on day 2 of ownership, I've maintained that focus on just what's right in front of me.
It has been a couple of days, my friends. I have been in the depths of the boat cleaning as much of the dirt, grime, and mold that I could. I've been waiting for a weather window, and I think I have it for the rest of the week. So I'm working on my bright work. Got my first layer of varnish on today. I need 24 hours to dry and cure in between coats. I am starting to slowly move into the spaces that are clean. That feels really good. It's also a little bit sad because I'm slowly clearing out things in Ariel. When I bought Ariel, I knew that this wasn't my forever home. Buying Ariel was a way of regaining agency, having a space of my own after everything that happened. She's been a wonderful, wonderful home, but really what I'm aiming to do right now is to turn Ariel into my scuba van. So I'm gonna keep all of my scuba equipment in here. I'm gonna use it to get around and go diving with people because I have so much to learn just with being on the water in the boat and everything before even thinking about diving off of it. So anyway, check out my disaster zone. Abby's in here. She's sitting amongst all of the mess. The main goal for right now is to get my refrigerator into the boat and kind of all the kitchen stuff that I want so that I can really like live there. And I've been working on her name. I've had a couple of suggestions that I really like because I posted about asking for your guys' help on Instagram and Patreon. The two that are sticking at the moment are Azulita, which is little blue in Spanish, and Luz, which is light in Spanish. I don't know, I really like Azulita. I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna do a whole ceremony about it and everything. I'm so tired. I've been working my butt off and still trying to keep up with all of my actual work that pays for this boat. It's a lot, but it's good. I'm happy. I can't wait to actually be able to use the boat or even go paddleboarding from it. I haven't even been out on the water yet. One thing at a time. Oh my God, this thing's filthy. This is a big deal. Also, there's so much Abby hair in here, it's disgusting.
Side note, all my respect to people who do woodwork. Varnishing is hard. My boat in Indonesia was all wood, and the crew kept it in beautiful, shiny shape. I always knew it was hard work, but varnishing this little bit of bright work on the deck gave me a deeper appreciation for my old crew who took such great care of Asmara.
All right, welcome. Basically what I did was soft sand with like 220 grit sandpaper, prep everything with denatured alcohol, and then I did my first like primer coat with 50% varnish, 50% thinner. Today I need to look up what the percentage is. I believe it's a 25% now. I need to double check that, but I need to sand first, again with that 220 grit sandpaper, go in with the next layer, and I'm just gonna keep doing this every day until it starts raining, because I'm sure that that's gonna be the issue. Ideally I would do like 8 or 10 coats of this stuff, but I have no idea if Seattle's gonna hold out for that. We'll see. I'm gonna get to it. Safety first.
In recovery, we talk about being aware of where our feet are and just focusing on the next step. Left foot, right foot. And that's how things have been going. My to-do list grows by the day, and the financial stress becomes more and more real, but I remind myself that I don't have to do all of this by the end of the week. I'm planning to take months to get her ready while I learn how to actually do this cruising life. I'm not in a rush.
Found a little clear one here, so I'm gonna have some light in the head. And there it is. Finally.
You have probably guessed, my van Ariel isn't going anywhere anytime soon. We will still go on adventures, although maybe no overnighters this winter since she doesn't have a heater. I will only sell her when I'm ready to leave my marina for good. In the meantime, it's great to have a home base. I've tried to be really honest with you all about the ups and downs of the nomadic lifestyle. I can't even begin to explain how nice it is to have a place on the water where my van is allowed in the parking lot. You know what it is? It's safety. Eliminating the stress of moving around and people telling me I can't park places is priceless. There will be so much more coming to the channel in the next year and beyond, and I can't wait to share it all with you. Okay, love you, bye.
What's out there? What is it? It's a little deer. I know, honey. Big friend. We don't want to bother it. Good girl.